Morning, Ram fam, and welcome to this week's edition of the Saturday Spark, where hopefully can give you a little trading inspiration for your Saturday morning meeting. Well, it's August, and August is one of those months where you are competing with your customers' busy lives in a very different way. You have to have the tenacity to stay with them on an issue that gets their attention. It's a transition month. People are moving from summer vacation to getting the kids back to school and sometimes, frankly, getting themselves back to work. And you need to stand out from that noise. And to do that, you have to differentiate yourself with your competitors by what you say. Alan taught us the goal of a sales call is to get the customer to show. It's not clicking a box for an appointment. You need to stand out with the trade hook. Come on, you know the trade hook. It's a timeless, proven strategy that drives someone to see you regardless of the vehicle they choose to buy, and it's got to be done on every customer interaction. You know what it sounds like. By the way, are you currently a Toyota owner yourself? Is that the vehicle you'd consider trading in? We have great demands for vehicles like yours, and because of that, our professional appraiser tends to pay more, sometimes a lot more. By planting that seed, the shopper will get more for their trade than anyone else. They are guaranteed to come to see you before making any buying decision. With all the noise out there that I just discussed, there needs to be not just a logical reason why they're coming to see you, but an emotional one. Your vehicle sounds perfect. We have demand for vehicles just like yours, and that is why our professional appraiser tends to pay more, sometimes a lot more. Step by step, it makes logical sense. And more, sometimes a lot more, plays off that greatest emotional weapon you have, and that's curiosity. Make them curious about how much you will pay for their vehicle. They're gonna have to come see you. Hey, it also helps your dealership to build quality used inventory, which is what you all need right now. Alan used to say, people don't come down to the dealership because they made an appointment. They come down because of everything else that you say. And this couldn't be more true today. Use right words to stand out in your customers' lives right now. Managers, this doesn't excuse you. Appointment confirmations have to happen. Missed appointments go up exponentially in August, and confirmed appointments are 4 times more likely to show. Put this in your own words, share it with your team this morning, get out there and crush it. I'll see you next week. Good morning, Ram fam, and welcome to this week's edition of the Saturday Spark, where I hopefully can give you a little training inspiration for your Saturday morning meeting. I'm talking trade-ins this morning. One, because I've heard from so many of you that your used inventories are thin and you need to be buying more off the curb. And two, because Susan Gaitan and our partners over at CallDrip have put together an absolutely amazing, groundbreaking study proving that with hard data, what Alan always taught, that the trade hook is everything. Out of over 1,200 conversations from a cross-section of dealers all across this great country, salespeople made appointments 24% of the time when they did not bring up the trade. But you ready for this? When the salesperson proactively brought up the trade, appointments were made 42% of the time. So, are we working harder or are we working smarter? Come on, folks, we need to start working smarter. You are going to bring up the trade on every call because you want to double your appointments, which will double your shows and give you a big raise. By bringing up the trade, you will show the customer that you are interested in their needs. When you ask about the customer's trade, it shows that you're not just trying to sell them a vehicle, but you're a professional who has their best interests in mind. The trade goes a long way in building rapport, trust with the customer. These are keys to the relationship. It can help you overcome price objections. If the customer is on the fence over price, let them get off the fence by discussing their trade. When it comes to price, Mrs. Greathouse, there are 2 factors that can affect it. The bottom line price of the Grand Cherokee, and I know my manager will do their best to get you the best price possible. The other factor is your trade-in. And right now our appraiser is paying more, sometimes a lot more for vehicles like yours. This gives the customer the understanding that when they arrive, the entire dealership is going to be working for them. You're painting a picture of a positive showroom experience in their mind. And of course, it's going to help you acquire inventory at a lower cost. When you proactively acquire customers' vehicles with the trade hook, you create your own private auction lane and you are the only bidder. This gives you the opportunity to get the vehicle at a lower cost, which leads to more gross. Remember, I told you guys last week, deals that involve trades have $2,500 more gross on average than those that don't. Be specific. Don't just ask the customer if they have a trade them. Ask them what they are driving. Get excited and let them know that you have a market, and that's why your professional appraiser tends to pay more, sometimes a lot more for vehicles like theirs. Be patient. Not every customer will be interested in trading in for a lot of reasons. Don't take it personally. Just move on to the next question. Get out there and crush it. I'll see you next week. Good morning, Ram fam, and welcome to this week's edition of the Saturday Spark, where hopefully can give you a little training inspiration for your Saturday morning meeting. Alrighty, we have 2 weekends left to make it happen this month, and we gotta get to work. We are in the doldrums of August. Of course, I'm listening to calls, and the calls that are selling that sizzle are few and far between. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's the heat this summer that's got you all screwed up or what, but get over it, because when your paycheck isn't what it should be, you're going to feel a different kind of heat. So let's get motivated, let's get pumped up and sell that sizzle. Shoppers are weary and unsure about buying in this market. It's your job to turn them into a buyer by getting them excited with your energy and excitement. How often have you taken a call and had everything go great? Or so you thought. You got their information, set up the appointment, but they never showed. So you go back, we listen to the phone call. This is what I hear. Yeah. You're calling on the Telluride? Great. What's stock number? Type. Oh, yeah, it's here. When can you be here? Seriously, I heard that exact call 2 days ago. Last week, we worked on getting excited and building value in the trade. Now, let's start selling the sizzle on you and your store. Let the customer know what separates you from your competition. Do you have a 1,000,000-mile warranty? Free oil changes for life? Something simpler like just a large loaner fleet in service or free all-weather mats. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. It's up to you to sell it and build value in it. We want them to come see you over your competition, and this is exactly how it's done. Selling that sizzle. You sold your store, now sell yourself by letting the customer know what you are going to do for them before they arrive with the Texas Yes. I'll be sure to go to our off-site lot before your appointment. I'm going to bring up a few vehicles that I really think will be exactly what you're looking for. I'll get them cleaned up and make sure they have gas so we can have a great test drive when you arrive. Remember, Alan always said, people don't come down to your dealership because you made an appointment. They come down because of everything else you say. Be excited, build value, and you will see your show rate climb. I guarantee it. Get out there and crush it today. I'll see you next week. Good morning, Ram fam, and welcome to this week's edition of the Saturday Spark, where I hopefully can give you a little training inspiration for your Saturday morning meeting. Well, here we are, last weekend of the month, end of summer. Labor Day weekend is around the corner, and you know how we conduct end of the month meetings. We keep them positive, to the point, and focus on something that's going to help us sell a few more vehicles between now and the close. This month, we focused on the tools we have to stand out from the noise and get that lead's attention. Remember, leads are shoppers that we need to turn into buyers, and we do that by building value in ourselves and the dealership. This month, we learned a vital link between making and not making an appointment, the trade hook. which will increase your appointment setting rate by 72%. So tell me, what are you waiting for if you're not bringing up the trade in every conversation? Do you like talking to people and not making appointments? Do you like putting in all that work and then no appointment shows up? Get on this now. And at the end of the meeting, I expect everyone watching this video to simulate the trade hook. We practice with our fellow salespeople and managers so we don't have to practice on customers. Next, let's make these appointments sticky. We want the customers showing up. It doesn't matter if we make an appointment and check a box in a CRM. That does no one any good. There are 3 things I want you to focus on between now and the close to make your appointments sticky. We want shows because once they show up, guys, you close them 70, 80, 90% of the time. You just need bodies in the showroom. So number 1, the trade hook. Remember, your professional appraiser pays more, sometimes a lot more for a great transition vehicle like yours. Build that value. 2, sell the sizzle, not on the vehicle. You need to stand out. So sell yourself in the dealership. Do you offer free all-weather mats, oil changes, complimentary roadside assistance? I don't care, whatever it is. You find that wedge and separate yourself from the competition to get the customer excited to see you. And finally, number 3, time for the Texas Yes. Let the customer know you clearly value their time. And between now and the appointment, I'm going to get those vehicles clean, gassed up, and put out front ready for the best test drive of your life. Hooking that trade, selling that sizzle, and wrapping it all up with the Texas Yes. There is no better feature benefit for you and your dealership to create excitement around a customer's visit. Put these tactics and word tracks to work. Add this to your morning meeting, or hey, just share it with your team. Get out there and crush this close. I'll see you next week.